It's been a fantastic Gold Cup as we enter the last week. Still a lot to play for. Namibia top of the pile on 20 points. Kenya in second on 17. And we can tell you, in case you've missed it, Zimbabwe have just beaten Uganda 38 points to 19, which means the winner of Tunisia and Morocco will stay in the Gold Cup and the loser will be relegated. The players come out. What a day for these players. What they will experience today will be life-changing for a lot of these players. Obviously, the Namibians have been in this position before. They've represented at World Cups. Whereas the Kenyans, yes, we know them on the 7th circuit. Not on the 15s yet, but they have an opportunity here. In case you're not sure on how today will run, no bonus points will count in this match. The winner of today's game will go to the Rugby World Cup. As they will get ready, the team's been in preparation for the last couple of days. And no doubt a little bit of nerves from both sides, regardless of the fact that Namibia will carry all the experience. What we expect from Kenya is exuberance, throwing the ball around. They have wait for front there, the president of Rugby Africa, Abdelaziz Bourgeois. He's travelled around Africa a little bit. Egon Seconds will ref today's game. And two girls representing as assistant referees 1 and 2. One from Uganda on the right and from Zimbabwe on the left. So Egon Seconds, no doubt, the thorn amongst the roses today. We caught up with Ian Snook, the coach of Kenya, a little bit earlier.
Ian, easy victory for you last week against Tunisia. It's put you in contention for a World Cup qualification. By your own admittance, probably a couple of mistakes you made last week. Some of the areas you might want to work on in the final today?
Absolutely. I mean, ready last week and we did make a lot of mistakes. We've had a week to sort out what we can, and I mean, just mentally the boys seem to be ready for this, so you know, those things might not happen. We've worked on a few little areas of the game, but we'll be trying to play much the same as we have been all season.
How big is today's game? What would it mean for Kenya, the players and the country, of qualifying for the World Cup next year?
Oh, it'd be huge. I mean, the fillip that it would give rugby in Kenya, I'm sure, would be fantastic, and there's so much untapped talent in Kenya that, you know, you start getting some infrastructure, you start getting some money into the place, you start getting a lot more worldly interest, and Kenya rugby could just fly ahead.
Mate, good luck for today. I hope it's a good game for you.
Thanks very much.
Well, that's how Kenya will line up today. Look out for number 9 and 10, Osomo and Adimo. They will try and move this game on really quickly. And as we've expected, making his debut last week, William Mbaka starting at number 14. But expect the Kenyans in a hole to try and play this game as quickly as they can. Well, as the dignitaries meet, we also caught up with the Namibian coach Phil Davies earlier today.
Phil, it's all gone according to plan so far for you in Namibia. Today's a big final, it's winner take all. You changed the game plan a bit?
Now we try to be as consistent as possible. You know, big games are about trying to achieve momentum, and you can't really do that if you change things too much. We've tweaked one or two little things, but we're pretty consistent and we're happy with what we're doing, and it's just a case for us going out and playing well against a very good Kenyan team.
The Kenyan team enjoy the open play. They want to play a quick ball. I know that Namibia like to run the ball as well. Will that be a conflict? You maybe keep it a bit tighter today?
Well, it's just making sure that we can control things. That's important. They've got some world-class runners and finishers, so we've just got to make sure we control the way we exit our half, and then the way we get our chase line in place, and the way we make our tackles and get off the line. So it'll be important to be very controlled in the first 20 minutes and try and get some big momentum in the game.
You and the Namibians have been here before. You've qualified for World Cups before. It's on foreign territory for Kenya. What would you have said to your team before today's play?
Well, we're very fortunate with the World Cup experience. I think we got 13 guys in the starting 15 and we're at 215, so there's experience in the team, although we're a young side, and that's important for us, and it's all about people doing their jobs today. Just do your job and we'll...
Well, the Namibian side, we know they're a structured side, and Jan van Lille will make his 50th cap today, so congratulations to the big number 8 of Namibia. Look out for Jantjies and Loopsha. They'll control that back line, and Loopsha very good out of hand and off the tee this whole year. Kenya got to be careful of giving away too many penalties. But the back line of Namibia, exciting as well. They got some pace, and we look forward to seeing them run today. Experience off the bench for Namibia. Damian Stevens, no doubt we'll see a little bit of him later on today, and Kajekiko, a great we're all set. That's what they're playing for. The winner of today will carry that home. And all set for the second game of Gold Cup Rugby in the final week as we prepare for the anthems of the two countries, starting with the visiting nation, Kenya. So we're all set here for this cup-winning encounter, and I'm joined in commentary, as always, ex-captain, and no doubt been here before, Jacques Burger. There's our referee, Egon Seconds, from South Africa. He'll be assisted by Adiru and Pazani from Zimbabwe. Jacques, what a day for rugby in Namibia today.
Yeah, another great one, and both these teams in the final deserve to be here today. They've played some outstanding rugby throughout the tournament, and the nerves will be extremely high throughout all 30 players out there right now, and it's all about who wants it most now.
You've been in this position before. What would have gone through not only the Namibian side, you've been in that camp, the Kenyan side, what would have gone through the emotions, the mindset, the feel this morning when they woke up?
Yeah, you wake up now, and they'll make sure that they give 100% to make sure they get that spot in the World Cup.
Well, so we're all set as Adimo will get us started. Kenya have the kickoff, and it's a big hanging kick, but he's gone deep, giving Namibia an opportunity to gather the ball and take it into contact just on their 22. And we know that the Namibian side well structured forwards, and Kenya are going to look for that loose play. Is that maybe a turnover ball?
There's the ball.
And it will be scrum down, but early energy from Kenya. Your thoughts on where Namibia will want to play this game? How will they want to control the shock?
I think structure.
I had a look at it.
Kenya loves playing with the ball in hand. The ball and play in the right areas, maybe kick more than Kenya would, and then frustrate them in the set pieces, you know. But this Kenyan team, much better prepared than other Kenyan teams I've seen in the past, much better coached, so I expect them to stand up to every aspect of the game, really.
Well, regardless, we expect an exciting game here at the Hage Geingob Stadium in Windhoek. Scrum from Namibia, exactly what Jacques Burger spoke about. Structure up the middle now for Namibia. An opportunity on the blind side. It's a good carry from the 50th cap man, Van Lille. And a little bit of momentum now for the Namibians, keeping the ball within the forwards. And to the boot for Lopesha. Little chip. And, well positioned from the fullback. The referee's going to call them back. Well.
For a moment there, I thought Kenya were through. That's where you've got to be on point there. Unfortunately, Kenya giving away that penalty, but on that counter-attack, they can be really dangerous. So if you do a kick, you've got to make sure you kick it out, or you kick it a nice contestable kick. And Namibia with a penalty here, and with a good opportunity to get inside the Kenyan half and start their attack.
Well, it's going to be quite interesting as well, because Phil Davies did mention that Namibia quite like running the ball as well, and he backs his pace. So maybe Namibia looking for that opportunity. That's where the penalty was. The arm wasn't out yet, but I think Egon Seconds, the referee, deciding that that was a penalisable offence. Maybe just almost turning that player. Good line out for Namibia. Straight up the middle with the forwards. Good carry from Van der Westhuizen. Now into the half of Kenya. Rush defence has opened up the gap. Here's a chance for Namibia. The referee is going to bring them back for a penalty. So we mentioned that Namibia fancy themselves running with the ball and scything through that defensive line of Kenya. They're going to have to be careful, the Simbas.
Yeah, they do. Namibia do possess players who are dangerous on the attack, and we saw it there. Good Actually, it's Gazanda Botha who just trips up, but Namibia with the opportunity to put the first points on the board and to apply that pressure they want to do.
Well, there was the offside call, little pop, so the rush defence opened up the hole for Botha, and unable to finish that off or capitalise. So Lopesha will have the first opportunity to put points. Has written this year. These two teams will be playing in their last game for the trophy. He's been good off the tee all season, and today no different. He continues the good work as Lopesha puts the first points on the board. It's Namibia 3, Kenya 0.
Yeah, Kevin Lopesha, he was doubtful for this game, struggled with a bit of a thigh injury throughout the week, but by the look of that kick, it's not bothering him at the moment, and with a 3-point lead, Namibia will be happy with that start.
Deep again from Kenya. They want Namibia, if they're going to run from deep, and maybe a little tactic is forcing Botha to kick for touch, which will give Kenya a territorial gain. We haven't seen their line out yet, but an opportunity for them to put their own attack together from halfway between the 22 and the Namibian halfway line. And there's the first mistake, and the hooker just not finding his jumper in that line out. They've got some tall men do the Kenyans, but if they're going to compete against Namibia, their set players are going to have to be good, Jacques.
They're going to have to use every opportunity, and that's the opportunity missed. I think they will be really happy with what happened with the kickoff. Good positional play inside Namibia's half with a good attacking play, and unfortunately the throw with the communication, the ball just goes over and a little knock on. Namibia, who showed how strong they are in the scrum, will no doubt try and look for a penalty in this one to get out of their half.
Yankees with a put into the scrum. So opportunity lost for Kenya. Another good scrum from the Namibians, powerful scrum. And that will be a penalty. So controlling this game nicely so far, the Namibians. We spoke about the exciting play that Kenya can bring. Where they've got to be careful is their set pieces have to be on point if they're going to beat a team like Namibia.
You're right, Dirk, you nailed it. You've got to be extremely disciplined as well. And if you can't get your set pieces firing, working, then it's tough to get that platform to play off. So they'll have to sort out their scrums and their lineouts so they can get the ball in their hands and get their attacking runners with some space to see what they can do.
We've seen off the back of the lineout already. He has another chance, and they'll find their jumper, Nevi, straight up the middle. Nice little offload. Still going, this time Conradi. A chance for Faviers. Slow ball for Yankees. Lopsha through the hands, captain gets it off to De La Harp. Reset, they want quick ball due Namibia. They'll fancy their runners. A couple of the forwards in the back line. They'll have to reset this now. Numbers on the near side. Again, and shepherded into touch. So promising work from Namibia, but give a bit of credit to Kenya. Pretty good defense from them.
Good defense, kept Namibia out there, didn't give them any gain line advantage, and a couple of big heads flying in. Kenya focusing with a nice low hit, trying to get these big ball runners from Namibia on the ground. And Namibia, maybe there, Pitian van Lille or Vian Conradi maybe should just step inside, stay away from that touchline, keep the ball in play, and just go through the phases until that defense breaks down. But Kenya will be happy with that outcome, and they get the line out.
I think what we saw in the early encounters when Namibia had half a chance, what the forwards had done was sucked in a lot of the Kenyan defenders. It opened up the opportunities for the back line. On that occasion it was a little bit different. The forwards hadn't carried enough to suck in the Kenyan defenders to open up that space.
Definitely, you've got to earn that right to play out wide. You've got to earn it by carrying it up, making gain line meters, dominating the collisions. And I think they just shifted it wide before they really earned that opportunity.
That's better from Kenya. The hooker Were finding his jumper. And now a rolling ball for the Kenyans, and they're well positioned. Now introducing the back line. It's good defense as Mukidza takes it into contact, but penalty. Quick tap. We said watch out for Nsomo. He'll run at the Namibians now through the hands. It's loose. And I think they're going to come back for another penalty, not 10.
Unfortunate, a good hit from Vian Conradi, dominating that collision. And Namibia giving away that penalty and just letting Kenya off the hook here.
Put the player down.
Dangerous that they had the opportunity to play out wide. And unfortunate for Namibia, didn't go to hand. These Kenyan boys are athletes. The years I've played against them, they've been amazing. You know, they just push you to that 80th minute. They just keep coming at you all the time. And this Kenyan team will do the same today.
Well, another look at the Kenyan lineup. A 1 from 2. They go to the back. And a total miss. And it's a good steal from Fenta. And now a chance for Namibia to control this ball as Yankees goes to air. So an early test under the high ball. William Baka unable to secure it, but Kenya have ball back. As their fullback, Onyango, takes it in. It's loose from Namibia, and he's going to call them all the way back. Time called by Egon Seconds. We'll just hear what he has to say.
Okay.
I think it was for a high. Like he slipped up on that tackle, but the rules are very clear today. You can't go high, you got to go low. We want to protect the players, still want the big impact, but we want to be safe away from the head and neck area. And if referee Egon Seconds got it right.
I think as well is what Namibia is doing is they're well aware. Too excited, and they're going to give away a couple of penalties, obviously not in the danger area, but they'll just have to watch that, because it's an early call from Egon Seconds, and the last thing you want as Namibia is all of a sudden the cards to start coming out.
Yeah, you don't want to set that trend that you're giving away penalties all the time. It sits in the referee's mind and you start thinking about it, but still early on, but Namibia would want to keep that discipline to build that pressure on Kenya. Otherwise, like we said, they are dangerous. Strong run there, you can see from Kenya. And they've got a good opportunity to attack here.
That's much better. Mangeni is found in the line-out. And watch out for Somo, the back of that scrum, the number 9, trying to control the back of that scrum. Just marshalling the troops, still going over the 22 now. Penalty advantage for Kenya, but a chance for them to try something. As set for Kenya. It's allowed Namibia to regroup. Where the hooker takes it into contact, and they're going to come back for the penalty just on the 22 of Namibia. But two really good rolling balls from Kenya we've seen so far in the game.
That was a good ball from Kenya. Set up well and early, got a strong base in the front, and they just worked through. And all Cherico could do at the end is collapse that and get the penalty. But another penalty, Dirk. So they do put themselves under pressure here, and with that rolling ball that's working so well from Kenya, I think we all know where this one's going.
Well, yes, number 7, rather number 5, Mangeni, towards the back of the line-out. There he is with a scrum cap. No, maybe not. So getting that one wrong, but the sack is good from Namibia. So I'll have to rebuild now, the Kenyans. They don't have the luxury of the maul. Good defense from Namibia. One quicker ball will the Kenyans. Oku takes it into contact. A little bit slow for Kenya. Through the hands now, the backs. Good strong run from their centre, Mukidza. No numbers on the forwards, but options both sides.
Big overlap on the blind side of Kenya. Cannot use this now. If they get quick ball here, Namibia will be in big trouble. Hanging on.
The big William Baka takes it into contact. These Kenyans are really tough to stop this close to the line, just to meter out, but the defense of Namibia so far holding up. Balls available, says the referee. There's a little bit of space on the outside. William Baka, can he get over? He says yes. But they'll have a bit of a chat.
Yankees just screaming at his players. I'm talking to you boys, come over, and the try has been awarded. And this is a big start for Kenya, scoring the first try in this match. And Namibia will get behind the post and sort a few things out. But good work from Kenya, good continuity of the ball. There was a couple of times on the left-hand side they had the opportunity, and eventually they did use that. And then the last tackle missed by Jaishi Kreling, and good fend off and good strength to get the try in the corner.
Great work by William Baka. He had lots of work to do. He had to show his strength. He went nice and low. And you're not going to stop the big man, the Sevens legend, William Baka, that close to the try line. And it's first blood to Kenya in the tries column. It was good work from Kenya the last 5 minutes. We said that, Jacques, you got to earn the right to play wide. They worked hard there, Kenya, and probably deserved that try.
definitely deserved that try. They'd earned it every bit. Kept going forward, and kept the ball well. And eventually the numbers were drawn in. And the defenders were short on the wide side, and they exposed them and scored a good try in the corner.
That's a great kick from Adimo. Fantastic kick. He did go off in last week's game against Tunisia. There was concern on his fitness. Not so sure if it was a hamstring injury. Another look at William Bakker, close to the line, and it was a valiant effort from Kreiling, but you weren't going to stop Mbaka that close to the try line. Trying to run from within their own 22, and Namibian defence is really good, putting the Kenyans under pressure. They want to run from every single part of this field. And Somu, bit of space. Great watching these Kenyans run with a little bit of space. Ball's lost, but play on, says the referee. Through the hands. Attempted intercept now, a little bit of space for the Kenyans. The charge down is good, but they're still going, Kenya, over the halfway line. The support is there. Kilonzo plays scrum half. Now the normal number 9 back. Through the hands. Little show and go. Still going, Kenya. I haven't made a lot of ground, but a little bit lateral. Great little bit of physical work from OG, the left wing, but the turnover is good. Referee says play on, but that might have been forward off a Namibian player. They find William Bakker. Decides not to go to the boot. And the support is there for Kenya, so this will be draining stuff for both teams. He decides to go himself, does Nyambua.
Look at the amount of numbers Kenya have on the feet. Got players spread out throughout the pitch.
Great steal. It looks like Conradi, and the referee is going to give a penalty.
Out there 22, they can be dangerous, so they want to play. So Namibia's got to make sure from the kickoff, you've got to switch on. Don't expect them to just kick it out. They might have a go. So get your spacing right, stay connected, and then you can get off the line and make hits, good positive hits.
Well, there was the steal from Conradi, and then referee, yes, definitely offsides, was Kilonzo. The line out just outside the Kenyan 22. And numbers is the call from Egon Seconds as the rolling ball takes it over the 22. New entry from Kenya, so this one a penalty advantage. Showed up the middle from Dillahart. And again, he finds Delul. And they'll come back for that penalty. The other thing noted in the Gold Cup this year is Kenya, and they'll know it as well. They've been a 30-minute team. First 30 minutes, they've been really good. They showed it against Zimbabwe, had a huge lead at halftime, and really struggled in the second half. That's something that Kenya will need to be careful of today.
Definitely, and it's something they would have talked about, you know, so going into this final, they'll know 80 minutes, it's all. You have to do it for 80 minutes. You can't do it for 30 minutes because this Namibian team will keep coming, and they'll keep coming. And they've got some dangerous players who can hurt you when you make mistakes.
Well, the structured play has got Namibia into a scoring opportunity. He finds Chijekiko. Rolling ball now, an opportunity for Namibia. Can they hold it back? Penalty advantage here for Namibia. They're over the line. Held up, says the referee. So they'll come back for another penalty.
Very good maul set-up from Namibia. Everybody got set nice and solid in the front. Packed in, make sure there's no spaces. And then that ball going, look for all money, that's going to be a try. But Kenya managed to stop them right at the end.
Scrum or line-out shot, what would you do if you were Daisel?
Oh, both really good options. You know, the scrum's been going really well. You've got a big open side to play on. But I say, kick it to the corner again. That maul was going, if it wasn't for some good defense from Kenya there right at the end and just getting under that ball, it would have been a try. And they do decide to go to scrum, which is a good call, because they've dominated both their scrums that they started off with. And they'll try and keep this ball in and try and force another penalties, maybe force a yellow card in the end if you keep applying that pressure on them. Let's see, maybe they surprise us and take it out wide and score a fantastic try. Kenya
easily happy now. They'll be reasonably happy, the coach of Namibia, Paul Davies. Here he is in picture. I suppose also the scrum means that they'll pull in more forwards to commit them into the structured play and then give that back line an opportunity to run at the Kenyans this close to the line.
Definitely very hard to defend from a scrum so close to the line. If you got, which you do have, is two good centres from Namibia who can run a hard line, some good angles, get them over that gain line, and maybe the forwards come around the corner, work hard, and just keep the ball here. That's the main thing. Keep the ball, keep the discipline. And for Kenya, they've got to put their hearts on the line now and make some big hits.
There's that scrum of Namibia. The hand is out from Egon Seconds. Dalil takes it off the back, but he's shadowed into touch, and the referee's going to call him back for yet another penalty.
That's the pressure I talked about. I think another scrum is in order here. And if another second, third penalty, maybe the referee starts thinking about his pocket.
Yeah, not so sure if or what the thought process was behind that. I think showing that Namibia have dominated the scrum in this first half. There was another opportunity, but nonetheless. And more advantage for the Namibians. Now, Van der Westhuizen. It's a little bit lateral for Namibia. They're looking for that little bit of space. There it is. Finds Botha. 1 meter short. And they're going to come back for the penalty. So not awarded that try. They'll come back for a penalty, the third in a row now against the Kenyans.
Yeah, the good thing is now you can see Johan Daisel going to the refs. The referee, this is the third penalty now. They are under pressure. You've got to start looking at maybe cards. But well done to Kenya to keep them out. You know, they're disciplined. They're forced into making errors now, giving away penalties because of this Namibian attack right now. But they need to be careful, because another penalty might see one of their players getting in the bin, and they can't afford to play with 14 men against Namibia.
Well, that was a great run from Botha, hitting that line at pace. And the question was whether or not Egon Seconds decided not to have another look at that try, on whether he thought there was a double movement there.
Yeah, possibly. Might have looked upstairs and just to make sure, but the decision has been made. And Namibia do have this attacking opportunity still right in the middle of the pitch, which splits it out both sides. They've got attacking options both sides, very hard to defend.
Well, that's probably why they had no second guess at what they should do. The scrum was an obvious option. Options both sides. Loadsha, little pop to De La Harpe. Loose ball now, and he'll get over Will Botha, the fullback for Namibia. It was loose ball. The Kenyans look a little bit bewildered, but Namibia finally, after all the hard work, all the penalties given away by Kenya, have conceded the much-needed try for the Namibians.
Yeah, very good finish, Grazanda Botha. There was some work to do there, and Kenya might be unfortunate there. That ball was just stripped, and luckily for Namibia, stripped backwards. And Grazanda Botha regathered. Good fend off, and just to reach out and place the ball over the line, scored a very important try for Namibia.
There was that rip, and very fortuitous falling shot in the hands of the fullback Botha. There's the little pop there's that rip over there, and he was just in the right place, was the fullback, and getting over for 5 points.
Almost in the 25th minute of the game so far, Dirk, and both teams look very well balanced at the moment. Be interesting to see half time and maybe regroup and come out with fire again in the second half. There's still a lot of time left in this one.
Confirmation of the extra 2, and Namibia lead this final cup-winning encounter here in Windhoek, 10 points to 7. Actually, I tell you what, he was probably, well, he almost was awarded another try just a couple of seconds before that, so probably fair to say he deserved that one. It's a good take from good carries, good steals. Deciding to use the blind side this time. Van der Westhuizen.
Clean out from Namibian forwards, making sure they win that ball and get a good base to get out of their half, and a good contestable there from Yankees as well.
Gets it off to Yankees. It's now open play. Conradi into the 22. There's the captain, Daisel. It's strong defense, but he's still going. Numbers on the far side. Fenta.
Should have given that.
Still going. Conradi, a meter short.
Great play from Namibia. Just that one mistake from Kenya. Turnover ball. Daryl De La Harb making that break and a little pop-up, and they just kept the ball alive from there and had options. Guys coming around the corner and presenting themselves ready to accept that ball. And Kenya will be disappointed to concede right from that kickoff.
Van der Westhuizen, the hooker of Namibia, getting over for the try. Now was in the air. All the laws states about that. I mean, I guess he wasn't really in the air. Was he taken off the ball? I mean, not on purpose.
Yeah, it depends on was his foot on the ground. Did he make contact with the ground there? But very unfortunate there, Namibian player stumbling over someone else and just kind of falling into him. But I think that was touch and go. The referee decided that it stands, and Namibia will be extremely happy to get that back-to-back tries and apply a little bit of pressure on this Kenyan team.
Well, you're right. You talk about back-to-back tries. As many tries, almost as many minutes. It was almost from the kickoff.
But it starts again, the forwards with a good setup, getting the ball presentable, making the ruck long, so you can't put pressure on that 9 and 10. And Yankees with a beautiful contestable, and eventually forced a turnover and scored from that.
Another great strike from Loche. He adds the 2. And all of a sudden, from trailing 2 minutes ago, Namibia lead Kenya 17 points to 7. The other point to note, which I have no doubt Yankees and the Namibian side would have realised, is very poor under the high ball so far, Kenya. They've been unable to contest in the air. Here's another look at Van der Westhuizen getting over for his try. Great strength from the hooker, and getting over for Namibia's second 5-pointer. Conradi again. So happy, same process. Keep it in the forwards. this time the use of Univi.
Kenya making it extremely easy for Namibia to set that run. Fumble the ball, luckily regathered by the Kenyans.
Well, still looking pretty suspect under the high ball. There's a little bit of space. We haven't seen Kenya in the last 5 minutes. They've got to get their hands on the ball, I guess. But to be able to open up any running opportunity. And a little bit lateral from the Kenyans. There's a bit of space for the captain, Chenge.
Some big heads flying in. This is what we want to see. Both teams going at it hard, but Kenya keeping this ball.
They still have possession, Kenya, but not really making any advantage against Namibia. But he's going to call them offsides. But a massive hit from Cherico.
Yeah, he's been flying all over the place. You can see he loves to make a big hit. You know, he gets off the line, very committed player. And he's one of the players who can make a difference defensively. If you do make that good hit, he does pick up your guys' morale, and everybody gets pumped up for it. So big defense, definitely something that is very valuable to this team. But the penalties again, just lets off that pressure, and Kenya now with the opportunity to score another 3 points.
And here's another big hit. Odero just been able to hold on to the ball, bang, and he'll remember that for the next couple of minutes.
Lovely hit from Mapize.
He's going to need a very clean strike. It's actually Mukidza who had the attempt, but just pulls it to the left.
Well, obviously disappointed that they didn't get that, but they do have the opportunity to get the ball back here with this 22 kick in, so I think it was the right option. 17-7, you get that, you're 17-10. Just missing that, unfortunately, but they do. It's, like I said, they get this ball in this counter-attack. If Namibia give them time and space, you can expect something dangerous on our back.
Interesting to see. I was wondering how deep he was going to go, Lobsha, and he's gone deep. It's fielded by Onyango, the fullback. Again, lateral from Kenya. They need to open up some space. Defensive lines of Namibia have been good so far. And there's the steal. It looks like Conradi again.
He's everywhere. Conradi made that turnover. Now they keep the ball up. Yeah, right decision. I was going to say, unfortunately, did really well to get that ball, make that turnover, but then he got held up with some good Kenyan defense, and the turnover and the scrum to Kenya. But he's all over the place, Vian Conradi. He's one of those players who leads from the front, one of those players who never stops working, and you need them. He'll definitely show you what he's got for 80 minutes.
Well, they'll have another chance. So off the 22 receive, Kenya's attack very lateral and with no penetration at all. They've got away with a very good steal from Conradi.
The previous scrum was very good. The one in 22 when Namibia was on the attack, Kenya held them out. Nobody gave any yards there, so they'll feel confident in this scrum that they can get a good setup, because I know this is going to be attacking play. Kenya, they want to put the next try on the board, no doubt, and a good platform to do it off.
Fine. Set. Steady.
There's that good scrum from Namibia. They'll need quick ball, will Kenya.
Use it now.
And Somo gets it out. So through the hands now for the Kenyans. There's that little bit of space. It's good pace from Kalonzo. Decides to go himself, still going. Where's the support from Kenya? And the defense a little bit slow from the Kenyans, but they're back. Adimo takes it into the 22. they want to keep it on the blind side. I think the referee is happy with the turnover.
Namibia getting out of jail here, and they've got an opportunity out left if we want to use it. Jan Tromp with this 2-on-1 steps on the inside. Lovely step from Jan Tromp, and a good head from the Kenyan player, but he gets the offload. But the ball is still alive. Nice Jaco Venter.
At 6s and 7s, Lopesha is going to go for the corner. Has he got the pace? He will beat William Bakker, and Lopesha will get it. Attacking opportunity for Kenya. Turnover ball. They've run the ball all the way from the own 22, and Lopesha gets over in the corner.
Yes, and the same counts for Kenya. Don't switch off anytime. This Namibian team can attack, and a good decision, making the turbo inside the 22. And they see the space on the left hand, and the good carries from the boys, all hard, good go forward ball, and eventually Kenya running out of numbers on the left hand side. And Clement Lopesha just sees a forward in front of him and says, listen, I back myself against him, goes in the corner.
Well, I think Van Lille can be credited for that steal at the breakdown in their own 22. Yes, Lopesha finished it off to perfection in the corner. But take nothing away from Van Lille. It was his steal that got that turnover ball.
Very good turnover from Van Lille. To recycle that ball in that breakdown, they would have had some good attacking opportunities. But Van Lille had other plans and got the ball back. Okay. And it's a 5-pointer, possibly a 7-pointer, the way Clement Lopesha has been kicking. But they'll be really, really relieved with that try. And Kenya will feel slightly disappointed.
His toughest kick so far. Another great strike. This one's not going to come back. But 5 more points nevertheless for Namibia as the first blemish in Lopesha's lineup. There was the steal. In the corner, William Bakker had the pace, but he was just too far away. And Lopesha finishing off a great move from the Namibians.
And Kenya got to be careful now. It's 22 points to 7 when 3 minutes into before it's half time. If you give away another score, then you're in trouble. You've got a big mountain to climb in the second half. So they need to score next.
Well, 22 points to 7. It's a couple of tries away now, Kenya. And every time Namibia shows the reason why they are arguably the best in Africa after South Africa with their structured play, it's going to make it more and more difficult for the Kenyans. No doubt Yankees will look for the boot again every time. Kenya have been poor under the high ball. William Bakker now. Again, mistake. But there's the mistake from De La Harpe, unfortunately for Namibia.
By Blue.
And another beautiful kick from Yankees. And you've got to give credit to the guys chasing that kick. Making that kick good is the pressure. And the guys in the back, the Kenyan boys, expecting it now, but the pressure is so much.
Here we go.
It's hard not to look up and to see what's in front of you.
So again,
so they know the bombs are coming. They have to expect it. It's who deals with it better. They'll come out and get a good ball possession.
Get out. Get up. Okay. Okay. So we'll start again, squaring up both sides. No problem, we agreed upon that before the game. Get out. Fine.
So Kenya put in. Can they finish this half with something? Free kick.
Before the time.
Bakker takes it over the halfway line. It was good defence from Namibia. Goes through the hands now, but no real progress for the Kenyans rather. They need to try and pull these Namibians wide. Someone's really got to take it into contact. They see bouncing off Namibians with no real go-forward ball. It's a little bit better from Chogo. Now, through the hands, the centres have been good. That's a really good ball. Numbers for Kenya. He puts the burners on, does Onyango, and that's a really good tackle. But they've still got the ball, do Kenya. The captain now takes it into contact. Chenge. Opportunity for Kenya. Can they finish off this half with something? They're going to go blind again, I think. The captain again loves carrying the ball.
Good low hit from Louis van der Westhuizen. They're not giving them that go-forward ball. And another good dominating double hit from Namibia. But Kenya keeps it, and they still got a good opportunity here to spread it out wide.
But a space for Mbaka now. Still going. It's a little bit lateral for the Kenyans. They really need someone to break through this line and get some momentum for the Simbas. Odero. Now they fly half. Over ball. Really good defence from Namibia. They were under a lot of pressure with a little bit of space for the Kenyans, but they've defended really well and got this turnover. There's the half-time whistle from Egon Seconds, and a great finish to the first half for Namibia.
Yeah, they'll be really happy with that. They didn't scramble that well. Kenya had way more numbers on attack. The Namibian guys were getting slow back, but as soon as they got that line back, Kenya couldn't get through. Every time players on their feet, defending, and not getting them that gain line advantage and come away with a turnover, which is very rewarding at the end of this first half.
Well, there's confirmation for you. It's half-time here in Windhoek. A thrilling encounter. It's the home nation, Namibia 22, the Kenyan Simbas 7. what a fantastic first half we've had as Namibia lead Kenya here at halftime, 22 points to 7 at the Hage Geingob Stadium in Windhoek, Namibia. Namibia, first team to put points on the board, courtesy of William Bakker in the far corner. Had worked really hard and deserved this 5 points. As he went over in the corner, Trump unable to stop that. And then it was Rasanda Botha who got over for the first try for Namibia. Penalties galore that Kenya gave away. It was a little bit fortuitous. There was the rip. Came out of the hands of Delaharp. Fell fortuitously for Botha, and he got him 5 points. Not too much later, almost in the next minute from the kickoff. Broken play, very poor with the high ball, and the hooker van der Westhuizen able to get over for the second try. And all of it. And Kenya were under a lot of pressure as van der Westhuizen got over for that one. Broken play again. Venter took it into the 22. There was options both sides, but they came to the near side, went through the hands, found Lopesha on the far side, and a dive into the corner got Namibia's third try from a turnover in their own 22. That one was unable to be converted, but 22-7 going into the half. So we're all set and getting ready for a second half. The crowd have been really entertained here in the first 40 minutes, and we expect more later on.
Golf is a game built on, rooted in, and focused upon one target most: the next. The next swing, next lie, next read, next score. For Tiger Woods, one next looms larger than all: the next win. And because it's Woods, it's the next major the world awaits most. It was 10 seasons ago on tour when he won his 14th and last
of his career. Tiger Woods perseveres and wins a third U.S. Open championship.
A decade later, after as many changes to catalog as there are surgeries to count, he came back, and we sensed, then saw, something different. The progress he was making, the charges he was mounting, the leaderboards he was climbing. He gained more than 600 spots in the world ranking. He had top 25s and top 5s, and incredibly had the lead on Sunday at a major. He didn't win. We know that. What we don't know may seem like it can't come soon enough for Woods, given the slate of venues. Augusta, of course, where he's won 4 times, but also Pebble Beach, site of perhaps his greatest performance, winning by 15 in 2000. Bethpage Black for the PGA, where he won by 3 over Mickelson in 2002. And the Open Championship at Royal Portrush, where no one has an advantage, as no major title's been played there in 68 years. What does 2019 hold? For Woods, once again, there will be hope. For the Sunday rush, for the swinging punch, for the thing all of us look forward to in all we do: the next.
Welcome back to the Hage Geingob Stadium here in Windhoek, Namibia. As your halftime score, the home nation, Namibia, have 1 foot on the aeroplane to Japan, the Rugby World Cup next year, as they lead Kenya 22 points to 7. The crowd have really enjoyed the entertainment and the rugby so far. And we expect a lot more in the second half. Well, the late afternoon here in Windhoek as we prepare for the second half of this Rugby Gold Cup, which in essence is a final. A reminder that Zimbabwe beating Uganda 38-19 a little bit earlier today means that they have saved themselves from relegation in the Gold Cup this year. And after this game, as soon as we have announced the winner of Gold Cup for 2018 and the recipient of some aeroplane tickets to the Rugby World Cup in Japan, is there will be a play or a game between Tunisia and Morocco. The loser of that game will be relegated out of Gold Cup for next year. Kenya, there would have been a chat at half-time on little areas they can work on. They've been pretty poor on the high ball and been looking to pick up the scraps of Namibia. And to see where Namibia could be loose enough for them to monopolize. So far, Namibia have shown none of that. They've shown why they've been the winners of Gold Cup for so many years. Structured play, they've controlled this game to perfection. And Kenya, to be honest, if they're going to make a fist of the second half, they're going to have to make the play. The throwing the ball wide with no real sort of go-forward ball is not going to work against a well-organised Namibian side. There's one of the try scorers today, Van der Westhuizen. He got Namibia's second try, so he's been really good. They've dominated the scrums, Namibia. They've dominated the breakdown. They've been really good on turnover ball as well. And the Kenyans, they probably needed that break. They had an opportunity to put some points on the board on the sort of half-time. The last 40 minutes of what is in the end the final of Gold Cup 2018. Now through the hands, they got some numbers due Kenya, but a little bit lateral again, and that one's just shepherded into touch. I'm just saying, Jacques, that they've got a little bit of work to do, Kenya. They're trying to get the ball nice and wide, but with no real impetus. They're throwing the ball wide and looking at finding the gaps, but someone's going to have to take it into contact and try and get go-forward ball.
Exactly that, exactly that. They do have the strong, big runners who can do that. You know, they just got to get the guys out, maybe force a couple of 2 or 3 rucks just to draw that defense, and then they'll have the space out wide.
More! The last thing you want to do as well is get a set-piece giveaway to Namibia in your own 22, because this is what they'll do to you. Because they structured rolling ball, this should be the first try, and we're just wanting to see who gets up from the bottom. It looks like he'll get his second try, Van der Westhuizen. They found him, he chucked it into the line-out, he joined it, controlled the ball at the back, and that has come from an error from Kenya, giving away a set piece in your own 22 against a team as structured as Namibia. You're going to be
get a good ruck set up with some blockers, kick the ball out of your own 22, but they do decide that 22-7 might not be a comfortable place for him to be in, and they force their hand a little bit, and they give the ball back to Namibia, and from that line out, the mauling of Namibia has been outstanding so far today. And again, Louis van der Westhuizen just falling over the line really after the forwards do all the hard work. And a very, very important score just after half-9.
Well, Kevin Ropesher, he's missed only the one kick. I'd like to think that part of the chat at half-time, unfortunately for Kenya, would have been we have to score first. And less than 2 minutes into the second half, they've conceded from their own fault. And Clement Lopesha has an opportunity to add another 2. It's a great kick from the fly half. The 2 is added, but gap is extended, and Namibia lead Kenya 29 points to 7.
Yeah, the chat was definitely, as we see this Namibian maul just keep going like a bus. Very hard to stop once that is settled, but the hand a little bit and making that mistake.
Good hanging kick from Demo, but well taken from Venter. It's Conradi. He's been everywhere, and look who's with him as well, Van der Westhuizen. Keeping it within the forwards, and it's working for Namibia. There's Van der Westhuizen again. Yankees, no rush from him. He's happy to just control this game. It will frustrate the Kenyans. There's that little bit of space. It's really good work from the scrum half. Van Lille takes it to the halfway line, and there's the turnover for Kenya. So finally, a little bit of celebration for the Simbas.
Good pressure from Kenya on that breakdown. They knew Yankees was going to kick that box, and something they might have discussed over half-time is we've got to keep pressure on that 9. He keeps kicking contestables and putting pressure on us, and they forced him to play that ball. Right decision from Yankees. The pressure was on. He couldn't kick. Played the nice ball to Vian Conradi, but then they just ran out of numbers, and there wasn't enough guys at that breakdown. And a good turnover by Kenya, and they'll have opportunity to hit back now.
Here we go.
There was Van Lille taking it into contact, and the support just wasn't there. Stolen line out. So a chance now for the Namibians through the hands. Not the greatest pass from the captain to Kraling, but takes play into or to the halfway line, and there's the first and only mistake from as they now decide to keep it with the forwards. They come to the near side. Nyambua, a little carry from him. OG over the halfway line.
Look at that Namibian line, and
There's
that's what forced his turnover. And Pitian van Lille, still an opportunity, gets the pop, and unfortunately JC Kraling couldn't gather that, and that would have been tragic for Kenya if that ball. Spreading out numbers on their feet. Some good decision making. And the pressure's on Kenya now.
Well, 2 players on the floor for Kenya, as the referee has blown time. Alonso, the outside centre. Jacques, I suppose the other thing is, like you said, Kenya would have wanted to score first in the second half, but it's almost like they don't have a game plan on how they're going to do that. The idea of the excitement of watching the Kenyans run. There's Ian Snook, the coach of the Kenyan side, and being a little bit animated. He's a great lad, nice and calm, and answered the little things that they'd worked on for today, but the game plan doesn't seem to be there on how are they actually going to get the ball wide to open that space against Namibia.
Yeah, I think the game plan is their attacking play, as we see some great dance moves from some of the crowd there, but they have been really good in the sense if they keep the ball in hand, they can play, you know, but it's about the adaptability. Once it doesn't work, once the team you're facing doesn't give you that go forward that you wanted or maybe expected, then you've got to adapt. Then you've got to move on to something else. What's our plan B? What do we do now?
Well, it's a scrum for Kenya, and they're on their own 22, and no doubt they're going to look at running this ball.
First off, I think they would like to get a little bit of a right shoulder going, just to get that loose forward from the Namibian side on left hand, on the open side, just to try and take him out of that defensive line, so they can have one-on-ones with the backs.
Another solid scrum from Namibia, but this time the referee decides walking it around. It's a quick tap from Musonye. It's good defence from Namibia. Now numbers aren't wide, they've got to straighten that line somehow. A little bit lateral from the Kenyans, which makes it very easy for the drift defence of Namibia. Numbers are plenty in the back line for the Simbas. They're not really crossing that advantage line. Oku straightens. They're going to decide to keep it on the near side, in the blind. Sonia again, but there's the turnover. Well, no, says the referee. Illegally stolen.
I think a call from the touch judge there, judging that ball was played on the ground. But nonetheless, Kenya do have the penalty. They need to get some phase play going inside the right areas of the field. You know, you can't play in your half. It's tiring when you're not getting go forward ball. And as we've seen, once you do make the mistake, Namibia's right on the attack. Looked like the ball came off the foot there. Maybe a little bit unlucky for Namibia, but nonetheless, Kenya do have a good attacking opportunity right now.
Well, they have some options in the line-out. And missing their jumper. So a chance now as Lopsha kicks it straight down the field. Lots of space on the far side, as he'll have to track back on Yango. He finds William Baka. He loves running with the ball. Spreading the wall wide again, but the defence of Namibia holding up. And again, the Kenyan attack just petering out to absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and a great option, Van Klimmen Lopsha kicking the ball down the deep, seeing all the space, and a good chase by the outside backs of Namibia, and then they just look up and see just to catch up. And Kenya still spreading it out wide, and then the second phase of the fence catching them and pushing them into touch.
The 1 and 2.
A couple of substitutions as Korea and Amos. Two changes in the front row for the Simbas. This time it's Namibia who can't find the jumper, and it's a first touch for Korea. Now the captain, that's better from Kenya. Straight up the middle, and chances now. Namibia finally under a little bit of pressure. Lateral again from the Kenyans. And this play now breakdown just inside the Namibian half, and a chance for the defence of Namibia to regather. As the Kenyans again looking for options, but nothing on either side. Through the hands again. Here's Mbaka.
Good double hit from the two centres, Johan Duisel and Dillahab. Stops that ball.
Really no go forward ball for the Kenyans, and partly because of this great defence from Namibia. There's a loose ball. He's cleaned it up, has Amusala. And the referee's going to award the penalty for holding on to the ball against the Simbas. And again, an example of some great defence from Namibia.
Again, great defence from Namibia, but Kenya maybe should look at a couple of other options. You know, there's some kicking space in the back. Kick it toward, there's a lot of time left to play. Kick it downfield, force Namibia to make a couple of mistakes. because this Namibian defence is just up in their faces, constantly well connected. We said earlier, loads of number on their feet and making some dominant collisions. Just gets them on that back foot the whole time, and it's so hard to attack when you keep going back, and it's very easy to defend when you keep going forward.
I think that was the example I was trying to make. Let's say maybe 8 to 10 phases of Kenya putting together some kind of play. They went nowhere. Yes, laterally they went the full length or the full breadth of the field, maybe 2 or 3 times, but nothing over the gain line. That's been their problem the whole game.
Yeah, having the ball is one thing, but what you do with it, you know, you've got to earn that right. Like you said, go over the gain line, dominate the collisions, dominate that gain line. All the coaches talk about that, and then you're on that front foot, and then you can get pace on the ball, you can get runners around the corner.
Lopesha, it's a great strike, and he'll add the 3, he'll extend that lead. Kenya now in trouble. It's 32 points to 7 in favour of Namibia here at the Hage Geingob Stadium in Windhoek, Namibia. There's a mistake from Kenya, turnover ball, and Cliven Lopesha has punished the Simbas.
Contestables needs to be key now for Kenya. They need to kick a contestable to get the ball back. This one they do decide to kick it down the middle, and lovely take, great support there. Janko Venter taking that ball, and a good support by Casper Verveers.
It's good defence from Namibia as they keeping, rather from Kenya, as they're keeping Namibia at bay. There's numbers on the near side. Van der Westhuizen as they find Jericho.
Shoulders on.
Yankees goes to the boot. That's a better take from Namibia. OG on this occasion. A chance now for Kenya to try and structure some kind of attack. It's been pretty toothless so far in this test match. Maybe someone needs to spark something for the visitors. They're not going to spark it like that, as the 2 loose forwards, Conradi and Venter, dominating the Kenyans. There's some loose ball, and it's the substitution. He's just come on, has Owila for Chogo, the number 4. There's a great first touch from him. Defense again. Great hit this time. Kotsia through the hands. There's a bit of a switch from Kenya. Let's play up to the halfway line. That's a better learning line from the Kenyans, courtesy of Amusala. The substitute again, Owila.
And Namibia dominating all the collisions now. And now they decide to kick, and eventually that does come off. Just a change of option. Lovely grubber kick and a great pickup. And try time. And Kenya right back into this.
William Baka, you give this man an opportunity. He gets his second try. And Jacques Burger, you spoke about it. What you're doing isn't working. Maybe try a grubber, a chip or something. And on this occasion, a great little grubber from Kenya. I think it was their fly half. Ademo finds William Baka. He had a bit of work to do. Got past Bueta and then chased down by Lopesha. But you're not going to stop the 7-star that close to the line.
And a lot of work left for Mbaka. Picks that ball up. Beats Kazanda for pace there. And then just a fend off. Very welcome try for Kenya.
Mokidza adds the extra 2 as he takes on the kicking duties. Kick was successful, so 32 points to 14. But William Baka waiting for this opportunity there. He saw that his fly half was going to put it on the boot. He ran through And finally, seeing some intent from the back line of the Kenyans. That's what we expected all game. And finally, we've seen something. The question is, well, the concern might be that it's a bit too late for the Kenyans. Loose ball again, and it looks like Namibia have turned this over. They got numbers on the far side, just need to get it through the hands. Play on, says the referee. Looks like Fenta takes it into contact. Numbers again, Tromp, a metre short. And there's the try. As easy as you like, they conceded, did Namibia. Good try from Kenya. Straight away, they get back with their own score.
And off that kickoff, you know, you got to make sure you catch that ball. Ball just bouncing loose, and Namibia pouncing on it. And that's so many times we say it in sports, just after you scored some points, you're very vulnerable. A lot of teams have a call to say, listen, remember, we've got to switch on now. We've just scored some points. They're going to come back hard at us, and that's exactly what Namibia do. And they just switch off for a minute, Kenya, and they get punished with another try. Good hard line from Jericho. He's been immense all games, worked out extremely hard, big hits, and now gets a reward with a try.
Tough kick again for Lopesha. Another good strike from the fly half. It's good. He adds two more. His kicking has been outstanding this whole season, not to mention just today. And he adds another two as Namibia one short of 40, 39 points to 14. Conceded, but the quality of the Namibian side scoring right back and putting Kenya right back to where they were, ensuring that they maintain that margin.
And the one big area Namibia has been good on is these kickoffs. Fielded it every time. There, Pitian van Lille. And they play this little pod again. Trinevi, great strong carry from the big man. Think there from Yankees, unfortunately just kicks it out in the full, but the option was right. Maybe got the call from JC Groning on the wing that there's some space. Execution just wrong in that instance.
Korea looks to go to the back, but the throw is poor. And Van der Veste is unfortunately the first culprit knocking it on, but referee says I think he's going to offer the opportunity to Namibia for the lineout not being straight.
The throw is not straight, so what's the option? Scrum.
And we scrum down to the Namibians. He's lining up some more substitutions, the Kenyan side.
He had a good time to do it. 20 minutes left in this game. 9-14 is a big lead, but in 20 minutes, if you get your act together, there's still enough time to get back in this. There's some tired legs out there. It's good to get some depth off the bench, and guys with fresh legs just injects us with some new enthusiasm. So Kenya will look for the guys from the bench to make.
Reset scrum. Yeah, I can't see Kenya coming back from this deficit. You may be thought with the William Bucket try that they had half a chance. It was still on the cards. But as quickly as they scored, they conceded. And that's been the quality of Namibia this whole season. Yes, they conceded 3 tries against Zimbabwe, but every time Zimbabwe scored, they punished them back. Through the hands, Buerta decides to go to the boot. Lots of space. The fullback caught a little bit out of position. There's the chip and chase. Penalty try, says the referee. And he's going to have a chat maybe to the line, the touch judge. Or no, he's not. And there'll be no need for a conversion here, as Egon Seconds will award the penalty try. And it looks like Mbaka will go to the sin bin for 10 minutes.
But what speed from Jan Tromp there on the wing. And I think Mbaka just saw him just outpacing him there at the end, and looks like he just stuck the foot out there. If it was an accident, could have been an accident there, unfortunate. But the action, it did force him down, and it was a good try scoring opportunity, and they just see a little hand on him there, forces him down. Referee deems it would have been a try scoring opportunity, and a yellow card and a penalty try. And that is going to be hard from Kenya to come back from. That's a better kick from Kenya, giving the opportunity guys to contest for that one. Now they do have the ball.
A replacement scrum half, Omolo, now looking for his options. They have sucked in a lot of players into that loose play, have Kenya. They'd like to think they're going to have to keep it with the forwards. There's a penalty advantage for Kenya. Pick and go from the captain off the back, Davis Chenge. Just trying to be nice and patient, Kenya. Now just a metre short. We'll have to try and rebuild something here, the Simbas. It's a great defence from the Namibians. They managed to get the ball loose. It's a good little carry from Adero. He gets Kenya back to where they want to be. There might be some options on the far side for the Kenyans. They keep it amongst the forwards.
Namibia's just been immense in defence. Kenya coming at them. Now they decide to spread it out wide.
Oji. Egon Seconds says they've got to let the player go. So another chance. Yes, they've retreated and lost some territory, Kenya, but they have another opportunity. Nearly stolen by the Namibians. It's loose from Kenya. Straight up the middle. That's a good run. Still going. There's some support there. And the substitute, their number 19, Osando, will get over for the try. It was a great run. But Malcolm Osando will get over for a Kenya try.
Yeah, and well done to them. They didn't give up. Just kept coming, kept coming. And Namibia's defence was really good up till that point. Maybe a little player just getting in the way there of the defence, but all good to play. And just that one-on-one missed tackle causing him to break the line, and a lovely offload and good support by the Kenyan player to get that try.
Yeah, a reminder that William Mbaka is still in the sin bin, so Kenya are a man down. And it was really good play from them. And some more substitutions waiting to come on, so both teams emptying their benches. The 20s, but still 46-21, they're still a long way behind.
And some fresh legs match Kachijeku, Damian Stevens. Damian Stevens likes to speed up the game. Just quickly, he's a good general of the game as well, and Max Kachijeku is just a workhorse. He just keeps going. So good substitutions by the head coach, Phil Davies.
Overly convincing on the kickoff against Kenya, but they have managed to secure it. Rush defence from the Namibians, unable to allow Kenya, unable to release that ball. And there's a little bit of space now for the Kenyans as they try and get out of their 22, but the defence of Namibia has stood the test. That's better from the Kenyans, opening up the Namibians a little bit. We've got numbers on the far side. Referee says it was ball out, and he's going to award a scrum. Happy.
The referee says that ball is out, but might have had good knowledge of the game. The referee waved ball out, and he straight away went over the ball. Unfortunately, just couldn't hang on to it and locks it on, which will be a scrum down for Kenya.
Just a bit of running repairs for Kutsi on one knee. I really don't think that Kenya can come back from this, but it would be great to see a little bit more of what we've seen from them in little spurts. Unfortunately, they haven't put enough of that play together to really compete against Namibia today. But it would be great to see a little bit more running from the Kenyans.
Yeah, I would. You know, they've worked so hard to get into this position, and at the moment they're just falling a little bit short. You know, but there's 30 minutes left to play, and just empty the tanks now. Make sure you give absolute everything. Score a couple of tries.
That's Kutsi making way for de Klerk. He's had a really good game. That front row of Namibia has been really good. He'll deserve his rest, Will Kutsi.
Crouch. Point. Sit.
Big hit again from the Namibians. Now trying to get the ball nice and wide to their fullback, Onyango.
Tackle.
It's just that relentless Namibian defense every time a tackle is made, and as I say that, a good handoff, lovely bit of play, and he forces the ball up, just throws it out. Namibia couldn't hang on to that, but a lovely piece of play there.
I tell you what, the difference for Kenya has been the substitutions. They've come on and really opened up parts of this game. This is what we'd expected from Kenya at the beginning of the game. We expected big, strong ball carriers breaking the gain line and then offering the opportunities for the runners to run off with those players that were breaking the line, and we didn't see that. The substitutions have come on, and all of a sudden we're seeing a bit of it.
Yeah, they definitely brought something to this Kenya match. But the credit has to go to Namibia's defense. It's been remarkable. Every time the Kenyan players has run at them, except for a couple of defensive errors, they've been dominant in the defense. Really tried to hit them back, put them on the back foot. Kenya have the ball here, another opportunity to score.
It's a poor ball from the replacement scrum half. Straight up the middle from Kenya. That's better. It sucks in defenders and opens up either side of that breakdown. But again, Van der Westhuizen really getting stuck in. There's the quick tap from the replacement scrum half. He's got some pace as well. It's absolutely manhandled by the Namibians. Into the 22 now, the captain, Davis Chenge. It looks like the ball is stolen. No one's going to chase him. Venta's going to run all the way. And he's going to get in for a try for Namibia. He's going to hand it over to Botha. And Botha will get the credit for the try. But it was Venta who picked it up, ran 3/4 of the way. And that, no doubt, will be the end of the Kenya's efforts in this final game.
I think you're right there, Dirk. Just spilling the ball there. Kenya not looking after the ball in that breakdown. And the ball coming out to Yanku Venta, and the big man shows a lot of pace here. Look at him go. Then he has a little look on the inside. Who's chasing me? Okay, I can slow down a little bit now. And then he sees Kazanda on the inside and says, I don't want to run anymore. You take it, you score it. Good piece of play for the two boys together. And that certainly is the end of. Of course, still the repechage after this. But it looks like the opportunity in this one has gone.
Well, the Kenyan players just having a chat to the referee. Off picture there, you didn't see it. And I'm not so sure what they were talking to him about. I don't know if they maybe thought that there was some unfair play there. But the try rewarded regardless. And the noise you can hear from the crowd is the substitution of Venta.
Everybody must be in the 15.
He'll be making way for number 20, Boyson. Just in case you're wondering, that was Loacher who kicked that, and that one with his left foot. Am I right, Sean?
Yeah, he's having fun out there. I mean, it's too easy for him on his right, apparently. He's been kicking really well. They haven't given him any easy ones. It's been out on the touchlines. This time, he says, this is right in front of the post. I'll just pop it over with the left.
Well, 53 points to 21. And it's definitely been a deserved win for Namibia. Off the head of the Namibian player. It gives Kenya an opportunity as they enter the 22. A little error from Namibia. They want to maintain that concentration through the hands. It's now on Sunder. He was the try scorer, the replacement. Rush defense again. Oji on the near side. A little pop for Korea, a replacement hooker.
On to it now. I'm just going to be careful now. Don't give away unnecessary penalties here, maybe getting a card. But the defense today has been outstanding.
There's that chip again. Mbaka does the chasing, but they're going to come back for the penalty. As Daisel was up to the challenge, but no advantage, says the referee. There's the little tap, inside ball. Oji, 1 meter short. The ball is dropped, but the referee is going to award the try, I think. Namibia are questioning how that's been awarded. They thought that was a knock-on, but Kenya have been awarded the try.
Look backwards to me, but it's too easy, you know, off a free kick like that. Namibia will be kicking themselves. You've got your defense line. It was just an easy switch, but a good hard line. You've got to give credit to the Kenyan player who came back in the cut Number 11 beats the first defender. The ball pops out, fortunately. They deserve that bit of fortune, and they do get their try.
Yeah, you might argue it's gone backwards, but I'll tell you what, a lot of referees would have given that as a knock-on. Anyway, the replacement scrum half for Molo does get in for his first try. And all of a sudden, plays become very loose here. A couple of tries from Kenya. Namibia has scored a couple of their own. As a ref now trying to make sure he keeps his game under control. Here's the coach of Kenya, and I think the question is whether or not...
Can we go?
On the substitution.
Time is
so
off. Time is off.
Buerta has also made way. The full-back.
Yeah.
Vian Steenkamp on the pitch now. Previous Steenkamp, I should say.
Somebody has to go off.
With the ball in hand. Look out for this youngster as well.
Somebody has to go off.
Extremely talented 10. Clever Lopesha had another great game today. So just giving everybody a run now, which is great to see. Get some of the youngsters on that pitch. They can get a feel of what it is like to be out there.
A few more substitutions. It looks like number 2, Van der Westhuizen, and he's come off as well, and Verveers. So the whole of the front row now substituted for Namibia. It looks like they've cleaned their bench, cleared their bench. And like you're saying, Jacques, an opportunity for everyone to have a run. There's another unforced error from Kenya. Will hand Namibia an opportunity to attack here deep in the Kenya half.
So Namibia's got the ball here. They want to finish on a high as well. This game is won. There's a lot of people who came out here today to support them, and they want to send this crowd away with a great feeling.
Let's go.
And it looks like this Namibian team will be going to the World Cup. So much hard work gone into the whole setup, as is for Kenya as well. They won't go down until the end of this match.
Get on. 5. 6.
There's loose ball. It's got to go through the hands. OG crying for it. There's the switch. Probably not the best move. It was a bit lateral from Kenya. The play is into the 22 of Namibia. They've given them chance to regroup. Ademo goes himself. Now through the hands. There's the support from Kenya. Straight up the middle from the forwards as they continue to hit away at that Kenya line. There's the loose ball. It's turned over. As substitute Teron picks it up. Good carry from him. Touch 22. And there's a chance to clear the lines. It's a very good clearance from Lopesha. It looks like Lopesha's gone to full-back, am I wrong?
I thought he went off the field, but Lopesha is moving to full-back now, with Previous Steenkamp coming in on 10. A good decision there from Lopesha. They've been defending for a while. Like you said, the game is getting a bit loose. Let Kenya start from over.
Great defence again from the Namibians. Just holding on to it. The fly half Ademo, the rush defence of Namibia. And Now been told to let go. All the Kenyans lined up on the near side. A little bit pedestrian from the Kenyans. Good carry from the captain of Kenya. Great little inside ball, OG. Again, Kenya maybe just falling into the trap of taking the ball through the phases, but not really making any progress. Again, solid defense from the Namibians. As the clock ticks away, not much left in this game. It's no doubt. But can Kenya finish with something? Can they have the last say in Gold Cup 2018 between these two nations? There's a little bit of space as they lined up the forwards against the backs. And the referee's going to call them back for a forward pass, and I think it was that little tap on that the assistant referee has adjudged to have gone forward.
Forward pass.
Yeah, unfortunate there, that little tap. A bit of space. Unfortunately, that just went slightly forward, and referee says it will be a scrum down to Namibia.
Now Namibia on attack, and have been sucking it up on defence. The chance now is Conradi. He's had a great game as the loose forward. Trump, good carry from the wing. And Kenyans all over that. There's going to be a penalty for Namibia.
No clear release.
As the coach, he doesn't show lots of emotion, does the Namibian coach, but he's allowed to on this occasion, Paul Davies, as he just hugs his support staff, and that will be it. The referee will blow final time here at the Hage Geingob Stadium in Windhoek, Namibia, and it will be Namibia victors over a valiant Kenyan side. They've travelled here, they've tried hard, but Jacques, to be fair, in the end, Namibia by far the deserved winners.
Yeah, definitely. By no means Kenya have to be shy or ashamed of what they've done today. They've been incredible throughout this tournament, but today they just came up against a tough Namibian team who defended like Trojans all match, and Kenya couldn't break them down. And it's Namibia who will go to Japan in the 2019 World Cup.
Well, Namibia do get a bonus point, but it's irrelevant because it didn't really matter. They'll pick up the 4 points for the win. It will crown them champions of Gold Cup for 2018 as the two teams will shake hands. It was a valiant effort for Kenya, probably the closest a team has come in the last couple of years in competing against Namibia for the Gold Cup, but they've There's confirmation of today's encounter here at the Hage Geingob Stadium. It's the home nation Namibia over Kenya, 53 points to 28.
First thing that we got to do
is break the FOMO and don't miss out on the freshest entertainment to watch on up to 4 devices.
Fabulous.
Buy the Kwese TV decoder today for only 10.